Today we will be making a handle for a drawer. So we're going to use OnShape and a free subscription. Let's go to Create, Document. Alright, we're going to start on our front view so we can hide right and top. So let's go over to top and right, click on the little eyeball and it hides those two. Let's go over here, grab this guy right here. We're going to pull this in and we're going to hit click on that front and it flattens our face for us. Okay. Quick introduction to the mouse. So we get to hold down the middle mouse button, the scrolly wheel. It does a pan. Right mouse button does a rotation, and left mouse button does selections. Okay. Space bar will get us back out. Let's get front. Okay. Let's build a big rectangle. Let's start with a sketch on the front here. And we're going to go with a corner rectangle. I just like to start from the origin. Okay, and then we're going to use millimeters here. So we can introduce millimeters and inches if you want in this software. So if I wanted to say this was 3 inches long, I'd go D for distance, click here, drag it down, and then I can change this to 3 inch, and it will automatically adjust it. And it says 72 millimeters. All right, now we can do this one to here. Let's say this is only 1 inch. So that's 25.4. All right, and now we're going to cut out here. So let's create another rectangle here to here. Okay, and now we can do a trim. So let's go over here, this trim right here, the scissors. Click on scissors, and when we can just draw over these guys. Draw over that, draw over that. There we go. Now we're going to hit D. It's going to go to dimension. Here to here is, I wanted actually the opposite. I wanted D from here to here. There we go. All right. And I'm going to say this is, let's put in 15 millimeters. Okay. And then this one to here. So still in D. Oh, no, we're in D. Click here to here and change that to 15. All right. And then we're going to adjust this to here. And that's going to be 15 too. Okay, so now if we want, well, actually I want to make this smaller, so let's make that like a 10. There we go. All right, and we most likely want to add some fillets to this. So let's go over here to sketch fillet. Click here, and it automatically creates a fillet there. Okay, left click, see what the green check is, green check that. And let's go to the next one, green. Okay, and then we can do one here. Okay, these I'd like to keep flat. Okay, and that's pretty much our shape. So let's hit escape to get out of that, and you can adjust this to anything you want. So let's hit green check. We're gonna finish that sketch. So now let's gonna go and extrude this sketch. So over here to extrude, clicking on that highlighted orange area right here. Click on that guy, and let's rotate. Use the right mouse button to hold that. And then I'm going to rotate this. I'm going to make this 25 millimeters, which is approximately 1 inch. Actually, let me change that to 20 millimeters. So a little bit less than 1 inch. Green check. And there we are. So let's add some fillets to the outside of this. So we're going to click on this face right here. And we can add like a 1 millimeter all the way around. And rotate it. Let's do the other side. Looks good. Green check. All right, so now add some little holes to this inside right here. So we're going to go with a sketch on this surface right here, and we're going to flatten out on the bottom. Okay, pan it over. Let's drop the circle down any size we want, but I'm going to change this to dimension. I hit D for dimension, and I'm going to change that to 2.5 millimeters. And now I'm going to find the center line. So I'm going to hover over here. I'm going to look for that there midpoint icon I'm seeing there just below my cursor, and then take it all the way across to the outside. Okay, and escape to get out of that. Let's put this onto there. So we're going to click here, and then we're going to click coincident over here. So that locks it into there. Now we just got to change, and now we just have to tell it the dimension from the left side here and to the center of the circle, 7.5 millimeters. Now we're going to go to the other side and we're going to choose another circle. So here, let's try to stick it to this line. It's not 1, 2. It may look like it is, but it's actually not. So let's hit D, 2.5, D for dimension again. We're going to click on this wall, click on that line right there. Didn't take my D for dimension, so let's do it again. Here to here, 7.5, enter, and now I need to lock this to here. Either we use this coincident, or I can choose a dimension here to here. You see a 0.5, I can change it to 0, and that locks it in place too. Alright, green check. Now we're done with 2 circles. And now I'm going to extrude those 2 circles into this this handle right here. So let's grab extrude, grab there, here, grab there, it's doing halves. So I'm going to flip it inside, I'm going to do remove, and we're going to do about 10 millimeters inside. Green check. So that makes, the extrusion. Alright, so I'm going to take a look. I think everything is completed now. We hide this plane right here. Click on it, hit Y for hide, and click on this for like a isometric view. Alright, so now we got our handle is completed. Let's put this in for better print settings. So I want to make this much more robust and strong. So I'm going to add a modifier in my slicing software to make this infill a lot greater. So let's export this out. So right click on this guy, export, and we'll call it handle, export. Let's open up our slicing software. So I'm going to use Orca Slicer. And this is Orca Slicer 2.3.1. So I'm going to grab my download. And I want to position that to sit on this face right here. So let's click on that. Then we're going to click on this stay on face or whatever it says. Click right there. That automatically orients it. Okay. And now I want to click on this top over here. So that gets us to the top view. And now I want to unclick that, get off of that. So now I want to add a modifier. So let's right click on this guy. We're going to go to add a modifier. We're going to go to cube and switch to per object settings mode to edit modifier settings. Okay, so we objects right here. So we can grab this guy and we can float him over, and we can add one more. Add a modifier, a cube. Okay, grab this guy, slide him over. And now I want to look at another view. So let's rotate this guy. You see how they're missing this top section right here? So let me click on that front. And let's grab this guy and push him up. We only want this area right here. So we want our threads to go inside of there. And then this guy, we'll do this about the same thing. And just kind of even them out. And then I'm going to click on infill, sparse infill density. We're going to change this like 50. You can change it to whatever you want. I think 50 is okay. And then I'm going to click over here and do the same thing, 50. And now we're going to do a slice. And what this does is it does a 50% infill in this area. And then my normal infill rate, go over here to global. Where's my normal infill? Is right there, 15%. So we'll see a change in it. Okay, so let me rotate this. Let me do a slice through this. So we sliced already, and go through here. We can see that's a real fine detail. If we want more outside layers, layers, if we want more wall perimeters, we can change that too. But we can scroll through here. We see it's pretty fine. And then when we get down to a certain depth, it changes to that 15%. Okay. So this here will allow you to tap into this screw and get a little more bite into the plastic so that it will hold better. So Hope that helped you. Thanks for watching. Bye.